Welcome back to Dark Souls 3. People say this game is difficult, and it can be, but we can all make it a little bit easier with just a few simple tips that the beginner may not know. It's not necessarily difficult, it's just tricky. So we're going to discover a few of the hidden things that might help any beginner out, and we'll start with equipping a covenant. You can go into your equipment screen, and as the game progresses, you should be able to find different covenants that you can join and just equip them in the screen right there. I'm going to choose the Blue Sentinels for this particular time. I'm pretty sure I don't have them all unlocked, and there you go. Now you too can have a covenant. Alright, the other thing we're going to check out is the Estus Flask. Did you know at the main bonfire in the shrine you could throw in an undead bone shard and voila, it'll improve your Estus Flask to give you more healing. Pretty cool, there you go. +1, that's my first bone that I found. This is going to be a spoiler-free kind of tips and tricks. You're going to have to find these things on your own. Ember. You can purchase them, find them, get the effect after killing a boss, and it is pretty awesome. You will gain strength of flame, boosting HP until death. Try not to die too much out there. Save yourself on some embers. Another thing you'll want to do in the Firelink Shrine is maybe go find some boss weapons. Now where are we going to go do that? First you're going to have to beat some bosses. And then you're going to have to take their particular items that they give you, and over here sitting in this chair is the particular vendor that you're going to want to speak to for that. And begin transposition. I've only unlocked a few of the bosses. I don't have many selections. But when you get up there, make sure you get a good choice. Sometimes you get 2 choices for 1 item, and you'll have to go to next game to get another item from the boss to get the other item that you did not get in your first playthrough. Choose wisely. Alright, if you've been in this area, the graveyard, you know that you're going to get pelted with all these massive spears that are sticking in the ground. But alas, if you make a friend out there, try to keep it spoiler free on who, what, where, and when, but there's a little hint right there. If you can make friends with them, then they're not going to throw the arrows or these large, massive spikes right at you. They'll take out your enemies instead. That's pretty awesome. Now once you do that, you can freely walk up here, confidently knowing you're not going to get hammered from the sky, and go pick up a couple of the goodies. I have a couple important things here. One would be the Cleric's armor set. Could be very helpful. And a little bit further down, you definitely want to stop by here and pick this up. The Mortician's Ashes. They have this kind of hidden, so make sure you pick that up. We're going to take that back to the vendor at the Firelink Shrine. Now that we are back here, I'm going to talk to this particular vendor, the Shrine Handmaid, and give her the Umbral Ash, which will be the Mortician's Ashes we just picked up. And with that particular stuff, it will increase the inventory items that she sells. Yes, we all like new content. Why don't we check out some of the items in there? Embers are consumable, 2,500 souls. Repair powder, moss, fire bombs, prism stones, skulls, bundles, you name it, she's got it. There you go. Including the tower key, which is 20,000 souls, so you might want to save up for that. I haven't purchased that yet. And shields and all that kind of good stuff. Weapons. I'm going to take this grave key for a mere 1,500 souls. And if you know where this place is, again, I'm trying to keep this spoiler free, just giving you some tips. If you see this place, you'll know where you're at. When you get here, look down in the sewer. Just be careful before you jump in there. But once you do get in there, look for this door that is locked and use that grave key that you just purchased. I'm gonna head on down. Let's use the ladder. Prevent any potential fall damage. Walk our way in here. You can go right or left. I would recommend going right to start out. Depending on how you've been playing the game, you might need to stop in here quite often. What this particular place does, again, I'll keep it spoiler free, you'll have to figure that out. We can pick up that item there, the loincloth, and make sure that you speak with the statue of Velka. I can request absolution, but I have not sinned. I can request dissolution, but I am not cursed. I've been a good knight. No pun intended. And before you leave, make sure you check out this whole quote-unquote dungeon area. There's going to be some goodies in here you may not want to miss. And before you leave this, make sure you find the vendor. That could be a very important thing to do. You'll want this vendor. And the vendors will appear in the Firelink Shrine. Just walk around and look for them. Can't miss them. Alright, why don't we end up here? If you see this candlelit stairway, you know when you'll see it. You're going to look for the trick elevator. Why is this a trick elevator? Well, because it's very tricky. You can just run across, unless you want to go up. Top one goes up. And any moment now, the second part of the elevator will appear, and that'll take you down. So you can go up or down on this elevator as you choose. I'm just going to run across. Instead of going down, I'll get the lift back. It should be down any moment. There it is. Pretty neat, huh? Alright, I'm going to jump back on the elevator. And let's take a ride up. Make sure you're paying attention to your surroundings in this area. If it's your first time through, there's something near the middle you may not want to miss. Jumping. Maybe a priority. But not off the tower. Off the lift. Alright, and one of the final things you'll want to do anytime you're in the game somewhere, make sure you check out the view. It's beautiful. We're up here on the tower. Look at that. Getting an entire view of the undead settlement below. Alright, make sure you're friendly to the tall friends that you may find. Alright, that's pretty much going to do it. I hope some of those tips helped you out. It's always a difficult game for beginners, but it's tricky, not difficult. Alright, that'll do it for this video. I want you to have a great day and be safe out there. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.